Stop replying instantly. Stop being available 24/7. Stop saying yes to everyone. You think you're being kind. You're actually training people to disrespect you, and I'm about to show you exactly why. This isn't theory. This isn't motivational fluff. This is the cold, hard reality of how human psychology actually works. And if you don't understand this, you'll spend your entire life being used by people who don't even realize they're doing it. There's a paradox most people never notice. The more available you are, the less people value you. The more you give, the less they appreciate. You've seen this play out, maybe you've lived it. Hell, you're probably living it right now. You answer texts immediately. You rearrange your schedule for others. You show up whenever someone calls. And what do you get in return? Silence when you need them. Taken for granted when you're present. Forgotten when you're absent. It's not personal. It's psychological. It's how humans are wired to perceive value. And you're violating every rule in the book. Here's what nobody tells you. Availability is not kindness. It's weakness disguised as virtue, and the world can smell it. People can sense when you have no boundaries, when you have nothing else going on, when you're just waiting around for them to need you. They might not consciously think about it, but subconsciously they're calculating your value, and right now, your value is zero, because you've made yourself infinitely available, and infinite supply always equals zero value. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, and I quote, "Men have less hesitation in offending one who makes himself loved than one who makes himself feared." Translation: people respect what they fear losing, not what they can access any time. This was written 500 years ago, and it's still true today. Why? Because human nature hasn't changed. We're still the same creatures operating on the same psychological principles. The only difference is now you're doing it through text messages instead of royal courts. Let me paint you a picture. Think about your favorite restaurant. Why is it your favorite? Not just the food, it's the exclusivity, the wait time, the fact that you can't just walk in. There's a reservation list, there's a waiting period, there's anticipation. Now imagine they open 24/7, no reservations needed, always empty tables, walk-ins welcome any time. Would you still value it the same way? Absolutely not. You'd assume the quality dropped. You'd wonder what went wrong. You'd probably stop going altogether. Same food, same chef, same everything. But the perception of value collapsed the moment scarcity disappeared. This is the scarcity principle. Economists call it supply and demand. Psychologists call it the scarcity effect. Machiavelli called it strategic distance. Whatever you call it, the rule is iron. When supply exceeds demand, value collapses. It happens in markets, it happens in economics, it happens in relationships, and it's happening to you right now. You are the supply, your time, your presence, your attention, your energy, your availability, and you've flooded the market. You've created an oversupply of yourself. And now nobody values what you offer because they can get it anytime they want without any effort. Let me break down what happens when you're always available. Point 1. You signal low value. When you're always free, people assume you have nothing important going on. They subconsciously rank you lower in their mental hierarchy. Fair? No. True? Absolutely. It's not right. It's not just. But it's how human psychology works. We judge value by scarcity. Diamonds are valuable because they're rare. Water is cheap because it's abundant. You've made yourself water, and people treat you accordingly. Point 2. You create no tension. Relationships thrive on push and pull, absence and presence, mystery and revelation, distance and closeness. When you're constant, you're predictable, and predictable is forgettable. Think about every memorable person in your life, the ones who left an impact. Were they always around? Were they constantly available? No. They had their own lives, their own priorities, their own boundaries, and that made the time you did get with them feel special, feel valuable, feel earned. You've removed that dynamic completely. Point 3. You train disrespect. Every time you drop everything for someone who wouldn't do the same for you, you teach them your time is worthless. You're the professor grading your own exam, and you're giving yourself an F. You're teaching them that their time is more valuable than yours, that their priorities matter more than yours, that their needs supersede your boundaries. And once you teach someone that lesson, it's almost impossible to unteach it. They've learned the rules of engagement, and the rules are simple. They call, you come; they need, you give; they take, you provide, no questions asked. So if being available destroys value, what's the alternative? Strategic scarcity. The Machiavelli protocol isn't about playing games. It's about reclaiming your value through controlled distance. It's about understanding that presence is a weapon, that absence is a strategy, that distance is power. 3 core strategies, each one designed to reprogram how people perceive and value you, each one requiring discipline, each one transforming your relationships from the ground up. Strategy 1. The response delay. Stop responding immediately. I don't care if you saw the message, I don't care if you have time, I don't care if you're literally staring at your phone doing nothing. Build in delay. Why? Because instant responses signal I have nothing better to do than wait for your message. It signals that you're sitting around hoping for contact, that you have no life outside of waiting for them. Delayed responses signal I'm engaged with my own priorities. You'll get my attention when I allocate it. It signals that you have a life, that you have things going on, that access to you requires patience. Here's how you implement this. The 3-hour rule for casual contacts. Wait minimum 3 hours before responding to non-urgent messages, not 2 hours and 59 minutes. 3 hours minimum. Set a timer if you have to. The 24-hour rule for people who don't respect your time. Let a full day pass. This isn't punishment. This is recalibration. You're training them that your time isn't instant, that it has value, that it requires respect. The silence rule for manipulators. Some messages don't deserve responses at all. If someone is guilting you, manipulating you, or demanding your energy without reciprocity, silence is the only appropriate response. No explanation, no justification, just silence. Strategy 2. The availability audit. Who gets your time? Right now you're giving premium access to discount people. You're giving first-class treatment to economy passengers. You're rolling out the red carpet for people who wouldn't even hold the door for you. Take out your phone, open your recent messages. Ask yourself 3 questions. Would this person drop everything for me? Do they respect my time? Is this relationship reciprocal? Be honest, brutally honest, because this is your life we're talking about. If the answer is no, they go on restricted access. No more immediate availability. No more rearranging your life. No more sacrificing your priorities for their convenience. They get your leftover time, not your prime time. They get the scraps, not the feast. This isn't cruelty, it's conservation. You have limited energy, limited time, limited capacity. Stop burning it on people who wouldn't lift a finger for you when you need them. Stop investing in people who never invest back. Stop giving premium service to people who treat you like a backup option. Strategy 3. The strategic withdrawal. This is advanced level. This requires discipline most people don't have. When someone takes you for granted, you don't confront. You don't explain. You don't justify. You don't argue. You withdraw. Silently. Completely. Decisively. No drama. No announcement. Just distance. Absence does what words cannot. When you remove your presence, you create a void. That void forces people to feel what they've been ignoring. Your value. Your impact, your contribution. Some will reach out. They'll ask if you're okay. They'll wonder where you went. Those are the ones worth keeping. Those are the people who actually noticed. Those are the relationships that have potential. Some will panic. They'll double text. They'll call. They'll show up. Those are the ones who needed you more than they admitted, who took you for granted until you weren't there, who suddenly realized what they had when it disappeared. Some will forget you. They won't notice. They won't care. They'll move on without a second thought. Good. They never valued you anyway. Better to know now than waste another year of your life on someone who sees you as optional. Here's a power phrase for you. People don't miss you until they can't reach you. They don't value you until you're gone. They don't appreciate you until they lose you. It's not fair. It's not right. But it's true. And once you accept this truth, you can start using it strategically. Now I know what you're thinking. I can hear the objections already. But I don't want to be manipulative. Let me stop you right there. Being unavailable isn't manipulation. Pretending you have no other priorities is the real lie. You're not manipulating by having boundaries. You're manipulating by pretending you don't need them. You're lying when you say you're always free. You're deceiving when you drop everything to please others, because you're teaching them a false reality. You're showing them a version of you that doesn't exist, a version that has infinite time, infinite energy, infinite availability. And when they build their expectations on that false foundation, they're shocked when you finally crack. Second objection: what if I lose people? You will, and that's the point. You'll lose people who only valued you because you were convenient. You'll keep people who value you because you're valuable. That's not loss. That's filtering. That's upgrading. That's removing dead weight from your life. Think of it like pruning a tree. You cut away the dead branches so the healthy ones can grow. You remove the parasites so the organism can thrive. Every person you lose who didn't value you is space created for someone who will. Every taker you remove is room for a giver. Every energy vampire you eliminate is capacity for someone who energizes you. Third objection: I'm naturally giving. This feels wrong. Being giving is beautiful. Being a doormat is suicide. There's a difference between generosity and self-erasure. Generosity chooses when to give. It gives from abundance, not depletion. It gives with boundaries, not with resentment. Self-erasure gives until there's nothing left. It gives to avoid rejection. It gives to earn love. It gives because it doesn't know how to say no. One is healthy, one is toxic, one builds relationships, one destroys them. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming calibrated. There's a massive difference. Cold people don't care. Calibrated people care strategically. Cold people shut down. Calibrated people set boundaries. Cold people withdraw permanently. Calibrated people withdraw temporarily to recalibrate value. You're not building walls, you're building gates. And gates can open, but only for people who've earned the right to enter. Let me tell you what happens when you apply the Machiavelli protocol. Week 1. Discomfort. People will notice the change. Some will test you. They'll send follow-up messages. They'll try to guilt you. They'll ask if you're mad. They'll wonder what's wrong. Hold the line. This is the critical phase. If you break here, you've taught them that your boundaries are negotiable, that your limits can be pushed, that your resolve can be broken. Stay strong, stay silent, stay distant. The discomfort you feel is growth. The anxiety you experience is transformation. The fear that rises up is your old conditioning dying. Week 2. Adjustment. They'll adapt to your new availability. The takers will complain. They'll call you different, changed, distant, cold, selfish, good. That means it's working. That means they're feeling the loss of easy access. That means they're experiencing what you should have enforced years ago. The keepers will respect it. They'll understand. They'll adapt. They might even admire it. They'll say things like, I respect that you have boundaries. I appreciate that you value your time. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. Those are your people. Week 3. Transformation. You'll notice something profound. When you do show up, people pay attention. Your words carry weight. Your presence matters. Your time feels valuable. Before you were background music, always playing, never heard, just there. Always available, always accessible. Wallpaper in the room of other people's lives. After, you're the opening note of a symphony. Rare, anticipated, unmissable. People lean in when you speak. They value the time you give. They treasure the access you grant. Because they've learned it's not guaranteed, it's not automatic. It's earned. Machiavelli understood what most people don't. Power isn't taken, it's allocated. And you've been allocating yours to everyone except yourself. You've been giving it away for free to people who didn't earn it, don't appreciate it, and won't reciprocate it. The prince who is everywhere has no kingdom, he's just a wanderer. The prince who is selective has subjects who wait at his door, who compete for his attention, who value his time because they know it's limited. Here's a real-world example. Think about that friend who always responds instantly, always available, always there. How often do you think about them? Probably not much, because you know they're always accessible. There's no urgency, no scarcity, no fear of loss. Now think about that person who's harder to reach, who's busy, who has their own life, who takes days to respond. When they do reach out, doesn't it feel more meaningful? Doesn't their time feel more valuable? Don't you treasure it more? That's not coincidence, that's not personality. That's the scarcity principle in action. That's strategic distance, working exactly as designed. You've been conditioned to believe that being constantly available equals being a good person. It doesn't. It equals being a convenient person. And convenience is not the same as value. A vending machine is convenient. Is it valuable? No. Because it's always there, always stocked, always ready. It requires no effort, no anticipation, no appreciation. You've turned yourself into a vending machine. People insert a request. You dispense your time. They walk away satisfied. You're left empty. And people treat you accordingly. They use you when they need you, ignore you when they don't, and never think twice about it. Let me tell you about the power of absence. In 1513, Machiavelli wrote about how rulers maintain authority. He observed that princes who made themselves too familiar with their subjects lost respect. Not because they were bad rulers, not because they made bad decisions, but because familiarity bred contempt. The more the subjects saw them, the more ordinary they became. The more accessible they were, the less reverence they commanded. The solution? Strategic distance. Appear at key moments, make your presence count, then withdraw. Let the subjects feel your absence. Let them wonder. Let them anticipate. When you return, the impact multiplies tenfold. You can apply this today, right now. Starting with your phone, I want you to do something radical. Turn off read receipts. Turn off last seen. Remove the timestamps that tell people when you're available. Why? Because you're not a customer service hotline. You're a human being with priorities. You're not obligated to announce your availability to the world. You're not required to prove that you saw their message. You're not responsible for managing their expectations. Let them wonder. Let them wait. Let them experience what it's like when access to you isn't guaranteed. Next, create tiers. Tier 1. People who've earned immediate access. Parents in emergencies, close friends who've proven reciprocity over years. People who've been there when you needed them. People who respect your boundaries. People who add value to your life consistently. They get priority. They get quick responses. They get your best energy. Tier 2. Everyone else. Colleagues, acquaintances, fair weather friends, people who are nice but not essential. They get delayed responses. They get scheduled check-ins. They get boundaries. They get your leftover time, not your prime hours. Tier 3. Energy vampires, time wasters, takers, manipulators, people who only reach out when they need something. They get the minimum or nothing at all, and you don't feel guilty about it. This isn't about being rude. It's about being intentional. Every yes to someone else is a no to yourself. Every time you prioritize their urgency over your importance, you lose. And they don't even notice, because you've trained them not to. You've taught them that your time is free, that your energy is unlimited, that your availability is guaranteed. Now you're unteaching them, and it will be uncomfortable, but necessary. Here's what most people get wrong. They think respect is earned through service, through availability, through sacrifice, through constant giving. Wrong, dead wrong. Respect is earned through value, and value is created through scarcity. Look at any market. The rare is expensive, the common is cheap. Gold is valuable because it's scarce. Iron is cheap because it's abundant. You've made yourself common. You've flooded the market with your presence. Time to become rare. Time to become precious. Time to become valuable again. Valuable. Let me give you a tactical example. Someone texts you asking for a favor. Your old response, sure, when do you need it? Instant, eager, available. Your new response, delay 3 hours minimum. Then, I've got a lot on my plate this week. What's the timeline? See the difference? The first says, I exist to serve you. I have nothing else going on. I'm just waiting for you to need me. The second says, I have priorities. I have a life. You need to fit into my schedule, not the other way around. Same outcome potentially. Completely different power dynamic. Another scenario. Someone asks you to hang out. Old you, yeah, I'm free whenever, just let me know. New you, let me check my schedule and get back to you. Even if you're free, even if you have nothing planned, even if you'd love to hang out, you create the perception of value. Because valuable people have full calendars, they have commitments, they have priorities. Available people have empty ones, they're waiting around. They have nothing better to do. Which one do you want to be? Now here's the advanced move. The strategic no. Start saying no to things you'd normally say yes to. Not because you can't do them, not because you don't want to, but because you're training people that your time has cost, that your energy isn't infinite, that access to you is earned, not assumed. This is the hardest part, because you've been conditioned to be agreeable, to be helpful, to be nice. But nice people finish last, not because being nice is wrong, but because being nice without boundaries is self-destruction. Watch what happens. The first few no's will shock people. They're used to your yes, they've become dependent on it, they've built their expectations on your infinite availability. Some will get upset, they'll be offended, they'll accuse you of changing. Let them. Their upset reveals that they valued your compliance, not your well-being. They valued what you could do for them, not who you are. Those people needed to go anyway. You're just speeding up the inevitable. But others will surprise you. They'll respect the boundary, they'll say, I totally understand, they'll adjust their expectations. They'll start valuing the time you do give them. Those are your people. Those are the ones worth keeping. Those are the relationships that have actual potential, because they're based on mutual respect, not one-sided service. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Now, I'm not telling you to make people fear you. That's not the goal, but I am telling you to make them fear losing you. There's a massive difference. Fear of you is intimidation. It's toxic. It's destructive. Fear of losing you is respect. It's healthy. It's sustainable. It means they recognize your value. It means they understand that you're not guaranteed, that you're a choice, not an obligation. How do you create that? By demonstrating that your presence is not guaranteed, by showing that you have options, by proving that you don't need them more than they need you. This is the core of strategic distance. You're not running away. You're stepping back. You're not abandoning. You're recalibrating. You're creating space for them to realize what they have before they lose it permanently. Think about the people you respect most, the mentors, the leaders, the individuals who command attention when they enter a room. Are they always available? Are they constantly in your messages? Are they at your beck and call? Absolutely not. They're selective. They're busy. They're focused on their mission. They have priorities that don't revolve around being accessible. And when they do give you time, it feels earned. It feels special. It feels valuable. Because it is. They've created scarcity. And scarcity creates value. You can create the same dynamic, but it requires discipline. It requires you to fight your conditioning, your programming, your deeply ingrained need to please. You've been taught that being giving is noble. It is. But unlimited giving is self-destruction. There's a reason flight attendants tell you to put on your own oxygen mask first. You can't help others if you're unconscious. You can't be valuable to others if you've given everything away. You can't pour from an empty cup, and right now, your cup is bone dry. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people in your life are energy vampires. They take, they drain, they demand, and you give. Because you're kind, because you care, because you think that's what good people do. But kindness without boundaries isn't kindness. It's enabling. You're teaching them that your energy is free, that your time is worthless, that you exist to serve their needs. And they've learned the lesson perfectly. Stop, today, right now. Audit your relationships. Who adds to your life? Who subtracts from it? Who gives back? Who just takes? Who reciprocates? Who disappears when you need them? Be honest, brutally honest, because this is your life, your energy, your one finite existence. And you're giving it away to people who wouldn't cross the street for you, to people who forget you exist the moment you stop reaching out, to people who see you as a resource, not a relationship. The Machiavelli protocol demands ruthlessness, not toward others, toward yourself. You must be ruthless in protecting your energy, ruthless in enforcing your boundaries, ruthless in removing people who drain you. This isn't cruelty. This is survival. This is self-preservation. This is finally treating yourself with the same care you've been giving everyone else. Let me tell you what happens if you don't implement this. 5 years from now, you'll still be answering every text instantly, still rearranging your life for people who don't appreciate it, Still wondering why you feel invisible despite being constantly present. Still exhausted from giving to people who never give back. Still frustrated that nobody values your time. Still resentful that you're always the one reaching out. Is that the future you want? Is that how you want to spend the next 5 years of your life? Or do you want the alternative? 5 years from now, you're selective, you're valued, you have boundaries that people respect. When you show up, people pay attention. When you speak, people listen. When you give your time, people treasure it, because you've trained them that access to you is earned, that your presence is a privilege, not a right, that you're not a resource to be exploited, but a person to be valued. The choice is yours, but understand this. Every day you delay, you reinforce the old pattern. Every instant response solidifies their expectations. Every dropped plan teaches them you're not a priority to yourself. Every yes when you mean no confirms that your boundaries are negotiable. It all adds up, it all accumulates, it all trains people how to treat you. And right now, you're training them to take you for granted. Starting today, you implement the protocol. Response delays, availability audits, strategic withdrawals. You become scarce, you become selective, you become valuable, not because you're playing games, but because you finally understand your worth, because you finally recognize that time is your most valuable asset, because you finally realize that not everyone deserves access to you. Here's your homework. Pick 3 people who take you for granted, people who only reach out when they need something, people who disappear when you need them, people who expect instant responses but take days to reply. Stop initiating contact. Let them reach out first. Delay your responses when they do. Watch what happens. Study their behavior. Learn from their actions. Some will rise to the occasion. They'll reach out more. They'll ask if you're okay. They'll put in effort. They'll value your time. They'll respect your boundaries. Those are keepers. Those are the people who actually care. Those are the relationships worth investing in. Others will fade. They'll stop reaching out. They'll forget you exist. They'll move on without a second thought. Good. They never valued you anyway. Better to know now than waste another year, another month, another day on someone who sees you as optional. Both outcomes are wins, because you're no longer giving premium energy to discount people. You're no longer flooding the market with your presence. You're no longer accessible to anyone at any time for any reason. You're no longer cheap. You're scarce. And scarcity creates value, always has, always will. Machiavelli knew this 500 years ago. The prince who is everywhere commands nothing. He's too familiar, too accessible, too common. The prince who is selective commands everything. He's mysterious. He's valuable. He's rare. You're not everyone's option. You're someone's priority, or you should be. And if you're not, your availability won't change that. Your constant presence won't fix it. Your unlimited access won't solve it. Your absence will reveal it. Your distance will expose it. Your scarcity will prove it. Stop being cheap. Start being scarce. Stop being available. Start being valuable. Stop being everywhere. Start being selective. The people who matter will notice. They'll adjust. They'll respect it. The people who don't will disappear. And that's exactly what needs to happen. That's exactly the filtering process you've been avoiding. That's exactly the boundary you should have set years ago. Distance isn't cruelty. It's strategy. It's survival. It's the difference between being used and being valued. It's the difference between being taken for granted and being appreciated. It's the difference between being background noise and being the main event. The protocol starts now. Implement it, enforce it, maintain it. Watch your life transform. Watch your relationships recalibrate. Watch your values skyrocket. Because when you control your presence, you control your value. And when you control your value, you control your life. That's the Machiavelli protocol. That's how you stop being taken for granted. That's how you become unforgettable. That's how you transform from someone who's always there into someone whose presence actually matters. The choice is yours. Make it count.